Hey, y'all. Now, here's what's going on. I've been asked a lot of questions in regards to branding yourself, storytelling. How do you get people to really pay attention to who you are? How do you get people to literally follow you blindly anywhere? And one of the main things that I like to tell everybody, specifically in regards to communication, is people buy from people. People will follow anyone that they connect with, anyone that they trust. I personally witness this every single day with every single one of my clients. We'll be working together, and when I say something, when I say, "Hey, this is what we need to do," or "This is the best steps for you to take," you know what happens? People take that information and they do something with it. It's not just some free data that they took, and now we're just going to sit on. The reality is, before we could even create that relationship, they have got to look at me and look at you and say, that's someone that I trust. That's somebody that I believe in. That's someone that I want to stand behind, more importantly, stand beside as I make moves as a human being, more importantly, in my organization. Branding is so incredibly important because it's not about what you do. It has nothing to do with what you do. So many people come up with a logo, they come up with an idea, they come up with this thing, and then they build an organization around that thing, opposed to building a product and service or a reputation around who they are first. It doesn't matter what I have to offer you. I could be offering you to the world. I could be offering you the cure to a disease. It doesn't matter. If you do not trust me, if these people do not trust you, then it doesn't matter what you offer, because the reality is they're not going to want to hear anything that you have to say. This doesn't mean you have to have the greatest reputation on the planet. You don't have to be a celebrity. You don't have to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank account. It doesn't matter. You have got to connect with people on a core level, the closest to oneness as you could possibly imagine. When you connect with intent, positive intent, you're adding real value to not just your network, but to the world. What happens is people are going to say, that's the type of person that I really can, that I want to hang out with. That's someone that I know that when I'm not around, that person has integrity and that person is probably doing the right thing. Wrapping all of that up, you want to do everything specifically online from a very, very positive place. You want to make sure that people understand where you're coming from. They can put a staple in who you are, and then open the opportunity for you to tell your story, tell about who you are, right? And when you do that, people will take a look at your products. People will take a look at your services. Now, this stems from, hey, I've got this product. Hey, I've got this service. Hey, I've got this thing. I'm a consultant. I'm a coach. I'm a mentor. I'm a this. I've got the best cell phone thing. I've got, this new shampoo that's out, and it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as original. Therefore, everything is derivative of something else. Because of that, why is someone going to buy from you instead of from that guy? You've got to take this information into absolute consideration, because it's not just the logo that's going to make them go, oh, I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to buy from them because they have a better logo. No. Their personal message, the person they are buying from, sits with them in a better way, in a better light. Now, the companies that we buy things from have spent a lot of time branding their message, branding their organization. There's three very, very different messages that are being delivered at all times. The first message is the message of self. Why are you important? Why are you important? Why should the world pay attention to you? Just because you went through some hardships, that doesn't mean you deserve anybody else's time. Just because you're successful doesn't mean that you have the best intentions. Why should people pay attention to who you are from a core level? More importantly, why or how are we going to get these people to really see you for exactly who you are? Okay? This is where storytelling comes in, and that's the personal brand. That's you. Then we have our second story, which is our product and services. Our product has been created for whatever reason. Now, just because I say product, it doesn't mean like, oh, they have to spend money. What if your product is a Facebook group? What if your product is just an email list? What if your product is just some of your time or whatever it is? That's the product and service that they still need to feel connected to you and feel like it's a good buy, right? It's a good investment. Now, you have to think about this. How much happiness are they willing to trade if they don't get a return on their investment in time with you or with your product or with your group or with your service or with your program or whatever? The trust is going to go, you know what? I trust them enough with their personal message. This is why their product is here. It's there to help me move forward or gain access to, or it's actually meant to help me improve my quality of life or whatever that is. And then that message right there is a stamp in their brain. I trust the person and I believe in the product. I trust the person and I believe in their group or I believe in their service or whatever it is. Your personal message, then there's your product or service message, whatever it is that you're offering the universe. Then you have your last message. All of these things are incongruent with one another. It's your company, it's your organization, it's your friendships, it's your connection, it's your network. If you don't have a big global network, it doesn't mean that you're not connected. It doesn't mean you can't represent a larger movement, a larger mass of people. We have to remember this. If only 1% of the population was interested in what we're offering or believed in our message, that's 75 million people that believe in you and what you stand behind. What you stand behind can be considered your organization. So you've got your personal message, you've got your product message, and then you've got your organization message. What are you saying to the world when your product is not around? More importantly, what are people saying about you when you don't have the ability to speak to them? These messages are very, very important. Now, it's not the end game because we're growing as human beings, but our authenticity is what's going to get people to go, that's a real human being, and they may not be perfect, but I believe in who they are. I believe in what they stand for, but I believe more importantly where they're going, and I trust that they have my best intentions in mind. They truly want to help me succeed and improve my quality of life with this product or with this service. This is not just branding, it's intent-based branding. When you focus on that, giving value, really helping people get value from what you know, just like what I'm doing right this very second. When you do that, people go, all right, I like that. That's cool. The reality with everything, the truth behind it, is if I did not generate some type of trust with you or somehow connect with you in one way or another, early on, you wouldn't be listening to this message right now. So with that, I'm going to move on to some of the questions I want you to be asking yourself as you're branding your product and service, as you're trying to get or actively working on getting your product and service out there. What is the story that's being told? So I want to go into a few different things that are really important to take into consideration.